we went into this business before the ChatGPT, and we are depending on our proprietary language model to do the medical coding. We're the only startup company doing it in less than 2 seconds, only software.
Welcome back to Startup Health TV, where we celebrate the entrepreneurs and the innovators who are transforming health. I'm Logan Plaster with my guest here, Yossi Shahak, the CEO and founder of Maverick AI. Yossi, great to see you again.
You too. Thank you very much.
It's been a couple of years since our last update, so I know a lot has changed. But before we get to your latest news, just level set with our audience of what Maverick AI is.
Maverick AI is a real-time autonomous medical coding platform.
Okay.
We are processing unstructured report primarily for diagnostic radiology and convert them in less than 2 seconds at our SLA with the customer to medical codes, and from there it goes for reimbursement.
Okay. How long have you been in this business?
Well, we've been for about 5 years
Okay.
in this business, and we saw quite a lot of traction going on since the pandemic. There was starting to get quite a lot of demand for medical coders, and that's create also a demand for technology.
Yeah.
So we are providing this demand and getting really nice traction around.
Talk to us about some of the challenges that exist within medical coding today that create the need for AI intervention.
Yeah, so first of all, medical coders left the industry. There is a shortage of human personnel, 30% left the industry. And with that said,
Let's back up even more for the audience that doesn't really understand what a medical coder does.
a medical coders is doing exactly what Maverick is doing, is reading the report and translate that into medical codes, which are CPT, ICDs, and that's the way the payer reimburse the provider. So that's the language basically that the payer reimburse the.
So let's say you're a primary care doctor or an ER doctor. You have all of your activities listed out in your electronic health record or in your notes, and then asked to go to somebody to figure out, okay, what's going to get paid and how.
Exactly. So people literally reading endless reports one after one after one and translate those narratives into medical code.
Okay, and if they get it wrong, what happens?
So it could be up coding or low coding, and it could be denials, and denials cost money to resubmit. So it's a long process that costs money for the provider. So as fast as you can, as accurate as you can, is the better.
Okay. So human error causes. How can you quantify the financial challenges of human error in coding?
There could be like the accuracy rate of humans are around the 60%. So you cut like
Not great.
not very good.
Not great. Okay, you're looking at the chart and you're getting only 60% right. So that could mean fraud on one end, upcoding. It could mean missing out on.
It could be down coding, exactly.
Yeah.
Missing out reimbursement.
An important reimbursement. So huge problem. Pretty obvious application for AI. You got into this before the boom of ChatGPT and everyone started going crazy. So tell us exactly how it works. You're scanning charts.
So, as you said, we went into this business before the ChatGPT. However, deep learning just started to emerge. And we took a risk back then that we're going to put all our chips, which sounds good here in Vegas, on deep learning and AI. And gain substantial amount of data from different type of providers and started to learn this data. And wherever we didn't have enough examples, we generated synthetic data to inflate the number of examples. Today, all this data is translated into language model, large language model, and we are depending on our proprietary language model to do the medical coding.
Okay, so a couple questions there. First, synthetic data. Remind us what that is.
So it's literally creating out of low number of examples of narratives that are correlated to ICDs or CPVs, which are procedural and diagnostic codes, creating new narrative in different way that going to express the same thing or in different words. Because since the physician write unstructured text, you can never predict how he's going to describe a diagnostic or procedural activity. Therefore, you need tremendous amount of data to make it happen.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So where is the product in? Is it in market now?
It's in the market. It's being deployed at the largest outpatient provider in the U.S. called RadNet. and they process about 10 million exams per annum. We are fully deployed over there, and we started to get some KPIs, really nice KPIs. We had a reduction of 2/3 of their coding employees, and we are right now processing in live less than 2 seconds every single report. So that's a tremendous saving.
Okay, time savings is 10x, 100x. It's a huge, you go, how long did it take before? Now it's 2 seconds.
So, so we're saving about 3 days of reimbursement. Okay, since our system is real time.
Okay.
And in comparison to the market and to our competition, all of them are doing batch processing overnight with some human in the loop activity. We're the only startup company doing it in less than 2 seconds. Only software. There is no human in the loop whatsoever.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, if the humans were getting it only 60% right, how accurate is the AI only?
So the AI only is 97% accurate, and it's create about 85% of the volume that's going to go into the Maverick platform, going to go out direct to billing with no human involvement. So that's a tremendous saving for the providers. Today, we're launching the first, I would say, product that blend revenue cycle into the point of care. So till today, we offer the real-time medical coding, but from today, we're going to offer our MCoder CodePilot, which is going to sit next to the physician, and whenever the physician finishes the report, it's going to let the physician know if the report eligible for coding. And if there are missing elements for billing,
wow,
it will identify them and alert the physician. And that's going to save tremendous amount of time of back and forth with the coder to explain to the physician what is missing. Today it takes about 20 to 30 days, this ping pong.
Yeah.
But most likely this process is completely broken and the provider lose revenue. So we're going to do that as part of our platform, but it could be sold separately to our encoder coding, and it could be alongside with that. And that's going to be announced at the RSNA and going to implement with all our install base.
It's exciting. Hearing you say it, it feels like this is the obvious the direction that the market is going to go, has to go, which leads me to ask, is it a crowded market? Are there others jumping in to do this as well?
So we've got this. Although it's a different, yeah, we've got some competition. Most of them started before Maverick, so they are relying on a rule-based mechanisms and a human in the loop. There are a few startups that just emerged. So yes, it's become more crowded, and
Time it will, I'm sure.
And that's the reason that we started in radiology. We gained substantial traction over there. Most of our competitors are moving to different subspecialties, one after one. We thought that as we're good in radiology, we're going to park in radiology and gain a fair market share, because what we see today that all revenue cycle companies are turning to Maverick to get help with medical coding for radiology. Also, our competitions are turning to Maverick and getting some help. So it's better, in order to save time and de-risk the product, to park on radiology and gain some substantial market share.
Are you going to get any pushback from physicians if at the end of their visit they are dealing with pings from the system saying your reimbursement?
A fantastic question. So this is an administrative system. It's not a physician support in terms of clinical. So physicians got two options: either to pay attention to what we're saying and do it at the point of care, or waiting 20 days after and starting to look at this case, which they completely forgot about, and they need to remember the priors and all the history in order to change the reports to comply with the medical coding. So I think that they've got a pretty good skin in the game to do it real time and save them time, afterwards.
I'm imagining it's like, hey, if you mention this word, you'll get this code, which you meant to do, basically.
Exactly.
A little nudge.
We're not trying to influence, the report itself. We are not clinicians, but there are certain elements that need to be in terms of compliance in the report, and sometimes are being forgotten, and we're there to alert them.
Yeah, I used to edit a medical journal, and we would educate emergency physicians on proper coding, because it was like you're leaving money on the table.
Exactly.
You did the work. You did it at a level 5, and you're coding for a level 3. Don't leave the money on the table.
Exactly.
Very interesting. Well, Yossi, it's been exciting to watch you grow. I know it's been the ups and downs of startup life, and yet here you are expanding, and this new offering sounds fascinating. Medical coders, we'll see how they feel about it. You'll put a few people out of business, but I think in the grand scheme of things, how do you feel about that? This is one of those industries where
Well, no, absolutely. No, I feel different about that. No, I see medical coders doing more complex things than in the past. So none of them is getting fired, but they're getting shifted to other tasks that are required their attention. So they're reutilized in different ways other than being let go.
Yeah, being treated like a calculator. Now you're doing analysis of maybe proper coding in areas that require a human.
Exactly.
But, to be fair, you are part of this world where we're figuring out where do we need a human, where do we not. Some people will lose their jobs, others will have to upskill. It is a disruption of an industry that needed to be disrupted.
Absolutely.
Well, Yossi, we wish you the best, and we'll be looking forward to, what was the name of the platform that you're launching? MCoder. And that will launch when?
At about December, during the RSN.
All right, we'll be looking forward to that.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Wish you the best.